Judas is a first-person shooter, so far so normal. But what's special and exciting about this title is its creator, none other than Ken Levin, the creator of Bioshock and part of the team behind the cult classic games System Shock and its sequel System Shock 2. What a legacy, eh? Judas is Ken Levin's latest creation since his last game, Bioshock Infinite, in 2014. Levin founded a new studio, Ghost Story Games, and with this studio he's working on this new game. Judas doesn't yet have a confirmed release date, but it's presumed to be coming to market in 2026, and its development is nearing completion. In an interview, Levin revealed new information about Judas, information regarding its story, gameplay, and some very interesting and juicy details. Let's talk about the situation in which Judas will keep the players on the edge, baby. The game takes place on a spaceship called the Mayflower. This intergalactic vessel is, at its core, a colony ship, filled with cryogenically frozen humans or fetuses. The Mayflower's destination is the planet Proxima Centauri. This colony mission had to be done thanks to a viral plague on Earth, resulting in a devastating extermination. That's why the Mayflower is humanity's last hope for survival. The ship is ruled by three very peculiar characters with radical and completely different ideologies. The first character is Tom, the sheriff. This individual intends for humanity in its new home to remain unchanged, without any modifications or alterations. The second character is Nefertiti, a Nobel Prize winner who wants to transform all humans into robots, making them perfect and without flaws. A little bit delusional. Last but not least is the teenager Hope, a nihilistic girl who wants to see everything end and be eliminated. I like this type of philosophy. The character the player will control is a girl named Judas, a hacker and an engineer. She was one of the few humans on the ship. She is cellularly printed back to life after being killed for acts of rebellion against Tom, Nefertiti, and Hope. Judas' rebellion stemmed from discovering that these three characters were robots. It's worth noting that Tom and Nefertiti are a couple, and Hope is their adopted daughter. They communicate with Judas using holographic technology. These three characters need Judas' help to activate their robotic bodies so that one of them can pilot the spaceship through the asteroid field bordering Proxima Centauri, the destination planet. This will also benefit Judas since no human is capable of maneuvering through that deadly asteroid field. Hope is initially the kindest to Judas, but only because she wants to self-destruct and sabotage all existence, though her programming prevents her from carrying out those actions. For the moment, by helping any of these characters, Judas will gain assistance from them against enemies, or in the form of items and weapons to counter the ship's mechanized adversaries, which have become very aggressive towards the hacker. As a highly skilled hacker, Judas can manipulate the Mayflower's adversaries and electronic gadgets to her advantage. For example, she can reprogram an enemy's behavior so that it self-destructs when it approaches another mechanized adversary. As seen in the images, the gameplay in particular bears a strong resemblance to the Bioshock games. For example, with her right hand, Judas controls weapons, and with her left, she executes elemental abilities. Regarding the spaceship, it is divided into very different districts, each with its own unique decor and theme. The Mayflower is of gigantic proportions, and to travel between districts. Judas will receive help from a peculiar and endearing ally, Scotty, an XL-size mechanized doggy. The game will have a roguelike element, meaning that each playthrough will be very different from the last, primarily due to dialogue and mission choices that will alter the behavior of Tom, Nefertiti, and Hope. Kevin Levin is a pioneer of narrative-driven, choice-based adventure games. For Judas, he and his team have worked on a system Levin calls Narrative Legos, where designers can alter story elements and create highly replayable game with many different outcomes. Levin had already wanted to implement this idea with the character Elizabeth in Bioshock Infinite game. However, since Bioshock Infinite had a more or less linear storyline, it was nearly impossible to put it into practice in that video game. Levin was also inspired by the Nemesis system from the game Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, a gameplay system where non-playable characters, in this case orcs, acted differently each time they faced the player depending on their personal rank. Kevin Levin is one of my favorite video game designers because of his themes and exploration of sociological and philosophical topics, such as the use of power without democracy, radical ideologies, and human behavior in the face of intangible obstacles. The Bioshock trilogy is one of my favorites. The pressure of playing those games due to the moral and immoral choices presented was and still is the ultimate experience. Levin's games explore concepts of racial commentary and metaphysical themes, examining the very foundations of our reality. For me, seeing that in a video game is amazing. Judas is one of the games I've been most looking forward to, as I'm a huge fan of Bioshock and Kevin Levin's visual and narrative style. For the moment, there is no release date, but hopefully it will be announced soon. Thank you so much for your valuable time. I wish you all the best and a healthy life.